He's almost like a League Two player. He's almost like a League Two player. A League Two player. A League Two player.
A League Two player. A League Two player.
A League Two player. A League Two player. A League Two player. A League Two player. A League Two
Erling Haaland is ripping up the record books, dismantling this Premier League, destroying the Premier League. The product is becoming a little bit lopsided, and I love the fact that that's happening because guess what? I'm a Manchester City fan, so swivel on it, the rival fans. Absolutely adore the man. I think he's an icon. He's a symbol of pure goal-scoring quality. It's just unstoppable. You cannot stop Erling Haaland. You may stop him for one game, but he'll come back with a vengeance. The disrespect that this man has been shown before he even kicked a ball in a Manchester City shirt. He was being told that the establishment, you must respect the establishment. He's not going to win the Golden Boot. Like, really? Do you know what I mean? The guy is absolutely embarrassing people, reputable people as well. The person that I was talking about before, you all know who I'm talking about. There's no reputation there to be proud of, but Roy Keane supposedly has a reputation to be proud of. He's played the game, as they say. So, and I mean, this guy's, he called him a League Two player. And he's not the only one. There's so many pundits out there and rival fans, of course, just a tap-in merchant, and the continuation of disrespect is just fuel for a person like Erling Haaland. And I mean, what saddened me more than anything was last season, I had to defend him on this channel from City fans. A small minority, I know I'm talking to a very small minority of you, but I mean, there was they were a loud small minority that were very much vocal and showing a lot of hate to a man that is just, doubt him if you dare. Do you know what I mean? The guy's just a phenom of a human being. And do you know what also is fantastic about him? Is he's just not an arrogant twat. Do you know what I mean? Like, the levels of Cristiano Ronaldo, and why I personally prefer Lionel Messi, and I think a lot of people do, is because of the human being that Messi is. You know, very humble guy, and like, whereas Ronaldo, it was very much me, storming off when he doesn't get the ball passed to him, not coming on as a substitution. Right, well, I'm not even going to sit in the dugout for the whole 90 minutes. That's what he did at Old Trafford. Oh, Portugal have lost. Right, I'm going down the tunnel to cry while the rest of my teammates all give each other high fives and try and console each other. Not Ronaldo, mate. The disrespect that Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't get for doing things like that, yet this guy's just completely humble, putting the ball in the back of the net at an abnormal rate, let's call it. A very abnormal rate. Yeah, a rate better than Cristiano Ronaldo's, mind you, and Messi's. Yet this guy continues to receive criticism for being such a one-dimensional player. And who gives a shit? That dimension that we're talking about, that singular dimension, is unstoppable. You can't stop him. Give him the ball in front of the goal and he will score. 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, it's getting closer to those sort of figures, to be honest. The frequency in which he puts the ball in the back of the net, back-to-back hat-tricks, is what we're talking about here. It's sickening to know that there are still people out there that it's got to be for clicks. It has to be for clicks to be proud of saying something as stupid that Erling Haaland is not going to get the Golden Boot, or Erling Haaland is a bad player. Erling Haaland is a League Two player, which came out of the mouth of someone who should not be saying such a thing, to be honest. But the reality of it is the guy just continues to humble these people, continuously humbling idiots that continue to want to be idiots, because we are in a day and age now where it's better to be an idiot and hey, look at me, I'm the famous idiot, the clown, the class clown that everyone laughs at for saying the most stupid things, whereas you don't make it now if you talking sense. Boring, mate. That's boring. Talking too much sense. Ugh. Erling Haaland's a good goal scorer. Say something new, mate. Erling Haaland's shit. Oh, wow. Well, let's see what this guy's got to say. And we'll all laugh at him in a year's time. Don't worry about that. But do you know what I mean? Oh, the reputation of these people is shameless. Shameless. But it's a continuation of Erling Haaland's success story that's not stopped. You know what I mean? The guy's still a kid. Do you know what I mean? He's still young, so young. He's got so many years ahead of him, and I can't wait to see what he brings. But I tell you what, West Ham, they played well yesterday. I thought they did all right yesterday, West Ham. They didn't do too badly, and that is why the Premier League is getting destroyed, because West Ham did all right. Everyone was thinking, well, they're playing well here. They're creating chances in the second half. And then Erling Haaland makes it 3. Game over. Done. Hat-trick for Erling Haaland. And I mean, here's the stats. They've been on the screen for you for some time now. But domination from City, you can see that in the possession. You can see that in the XG, total number of shots and passes. Big chances as well. 5 for City. Complete domination. But let's have a look at the player ratings now. Go start with Ederson. Unlucky to concede a goal. I thought unlucky from a Ruben Dias point of view and an Ederson point of view. He should be coming away with a clean sheet. A little bit lucky that Kudos hit the post, though. Wasn't he, in that situation? But Ederson certainly didn't have a bad game. Numbers are reasonable. 2 saves, 1 against Somerville while the game was at 3-1 in stoppage time. It was absolutely world-class. Fingertip save, tips it onto the post. That was absolute quality, and we want to see a bit more of that from Ederson. Love that save from Ederson. But other than that, he had to pick the ball out of his net a little bit, unfortunately, but 7 out of 10. Ruben Dias, a cruel 6.5 I've given him there. And I feel harsh, man, because he did not have a bad game. But at both ends of the pitch, there was a problem, wasn't there? He put the ball in his own net and he missed a pretty glaring opportunity that was... He got his foot to it enough to, having seen the replay and watched the match back now, he should have put that away. There was a big chance missed, and I've not put that stat on his graphic there. But the numbers are all right defensively. Either side of those moments where he puts the ball in his own net and should have put the ball in the West Ham net, which is not his job. He's a defender, do you know what I mean? But the numbers are good. 6 clearances. He won most of his aerial duels. He blocked a shot and an interception. So he didn't get involved in any ground duels, which is weird. Weird for a centre-back to do that, especially when Antonio's on the pitch. But I had to give him a 6.5 because he's had a big say negatively in the game. So I feel cruel, but has to happen. Gvardiol got off to a little bit of a sloppy start in the first couple of minutes, but within those couple of minutes he redeemed himself straight away with that cross that came in after about the 2nd or 3rd minute. Antonio was sniffing around at the back post. Gvardiol did so well not to be the first player to get the own goal before Ruben Dias puts it in the back of the net, because he gets a touch on it. And I mean, to get that away from goal while the ball's coming in like that, incredibly difficult. Great defending, but the numbers as well beyond that particular moment I'm talking about, really good from Josko Gvardiol. And I mean, he's a quality player, hasn't he? He's found his home. He really has. He got off to a little bit of a rocky start in his Manchester City career, but he's settled down. And he looks smooth now, doesn't he? He looks rock solid at the back. 3 tackles, 2 clearances, 2 interceptions. Brilliant. Really good from Josko, 7.5. Akanji was decent. I thought he was all right. Not too many defensive duties. He wasn't called upon too many times. As you can see, the numbers aren't anywhere near the level of either Ruben Dias or Gvardiol. But he played well, Akanji, and I'd like to see this back 3 is pretty much solidified. For anyone who's wondering where's Ake and Walker, they came on in the 88th minute, so I'm not giving player ratings for like a couple of minutes. Someone asked me why didn't I do Nunes the other week, and Nunes again came on for like seconds. I'm not giving player ratings for such a small amount of football. It doesn't seem fair. But if I had to give a rating for Kyle Walker, by the way, I'd have probably given him less than a 6, because he came on and just tried to dribble his way right through the middle of the pitch while we're trying to hang on to the game. We're 3-1 up at this point. Gives the ball away on the halfway line. Walker, mate, you just come on, just play it simple. Give him the ball away. Ake didn't have to do anything, but Walker, mate, like, just give the ball away in a sloppy situation, holding his hand up, but he needs to get up to speed quicker than that. But yeah, I'm not going to give him a rating. 7 out of 10 for Akanji, though. Rico, quality, man. He really is. Let's get the negatives out of the way. 1 negative, that big chance missed, because he missed a big chance against Ipswich as well, which was arguably worse. To hit the bar, he had space, time, and controlled it and then smashed the bar against Ipswich. Should not be missing the target in that situation. Probably should have scored yesterday, or at least hit the target. Outside of that, his positional awareness, his maturity, his doggedness, his tenacity is absolutely fantastic, and it's an essential part of this system. Now, Rico Lewis, for me, who's getting in ahead of him? Kyle Walker's not getting near this starting 11 in this system, unless Akanji doesn't play. That's the only area where Walker comes back in. Rotation for a cup game, potentially. But the Rico Lewis position, the problem is now, who's cover for Rico? Do you know that the right-back conversion into the right central midfield or defensive midfield, whichever way you want to look at it, it's all circumstantial, isn't it? Is he going to sit alongside Kovacic or push alongside Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne, or if we need to do some defending, go back into right-back? Who can do that? Who in the City squad can do what he does? The whole debate about we haven't got cover for Rodri, have we got cover for Rico? Because no one's doing that position, for me. You can't ask Walker to do it. He can't invert and play defensive midfield and come forward like this. I mean, Sensational again from Rico Lewis. The numbers are brilliant as well. 6 out of 6 ground duels, 5 clearances, 4 tackles and interception. They're the defensive numbers. Going forward as well, the passing accuracy was a little bit sloppy. He was in the 80s against Ipswich. I think he dropped into the 70s against Chelsea, but he's upped his game. Both games following on from the previous have been a better passing accuracy than the previous one. So he's upping his levels as the season progresses here. So I'm incredibly excited for the future of Rico Lewis. Finds himself being selected in the England squad. Fully deserved. Fully deserved. What a player. 8 out of 10. Ilkay came on for 22 minutes, so he's worth rating at least. Quietly went about his business. There was a nice little move where he was involved with Matheus Nunes, where he actually took a lovely little touch, then laid it off to Matheus Nunes. There was a couple of silky touches that Kovacic stopped and just applauded Ilkay Gundogan in the 22 minutes that he was on the pitch. 100% passing accuracy. We're yet to see that impact from Gundogan yet, but it will come. It will come. We have to patiently wait, and there will be a couple of headlines this season where Gundogan wins the game for Manchester City. He's going to come on in bit part successions, whether here and there substitutions for now, because why would you disrupt this team? It's absolutely working. It's an absolute solid system that no one's figured out yet, and we're winning games as a result. So as brilliant as the signing has been, there's no place for him yet in the starting 11. That will come. That will come. 6.5 for 22 minutes of football for Ilkay Gundogan. Kovacic, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant again. I mean, he's been our player of the season. So, oh no, Haaland. What a stupid thing to say. Of course, Haaland has been our player of the season so far. But for me, outside of Erling Haaland, I think I've got to give it Kovacic because of just the solidity, the assurances that he provides our midfield, and in the absence of Rodri. He's doing all this while we're all crapping ourselves as City fans that we haven't got Rodri cover. And he's absolutely stepped up to the plate with such quality, I don't think he put a foot wrong yesterday. I couldn't think of anything. I'm really racking my brain to think about what did Kovacic do wrong, if anything. Really good. 2 tackles and interception. Won most of his ground duels. 96% passing accuracy as well. 8 out of 10 for Kovacic. Brilliant. And I mean, I feel sorry for him if he has to be benched for Rodri. I feel sorry for the guy. I really do. Hopefully we can find a way to work him in, but he might have to bite the bullet and accept that Rodri's just that extra level above him. Ballon d'Or level, you know what I mean? You're competing with Rodri, so it's really difficult for him. But yeah, what a player. Nunes, great to see him come on, have the impact that he did. Got himself an assist. What an assist it was. And the touch before that as well, I didn't appreciate it during the match because I was so invested in the game emotionally. But the touch that he did before the pass, threading that ball through the channel into Erling Haaland to get himself an assist. There was a little dink where it was, I can't remember who was closing him down, which West Ham player was closing him down, but a little dink over the West Ham leg, and he's past him, and he ghosts past him, and then he showed that turn of speed that Nunes has got, and he played on the left wing as well, which is, again, we've got another option as a winger, which I think he can do that role because he can carry the ball really well. He's already got a successful dribble to his name as well. I thought he was really good, Matheus Nunes, really good. So an assist is an impact that we want from him. I just want to see him get more than 18 minutes. And I'd like to see him start a few games. I mean, going into the rest of the season, he isn't going to get into the starting 11 in a game like this, Premier League game. I think he'll probably be played in cup games, but he's got to fight for his spot. FA Cup games, Carabao Cup games, they're all coming up round the, well, FA Cup's in January, isn't it? But Carabao Cup, maybe the odd Champions League game if we can state that we're already safe in that top 8 spot. If we're already in the top 8, then maybe Nunes can start some games against lesser opposition. But he made an impact yesterday, and he's definitely put himself in the thinking of Pep Guardiola going forward. Kevin De Bruyne, 8.5. I mean, you know, you're going to get the stat watchers who want assists and want goals. Yeah, he didn't get an assist and he didn't score a goal, and he was unlucky to do that when he smashed the bar or the post in the first half. But his overall performance and his contribution to the game was fantastic. It really was. A big chance created. 2 out of 3 dribbles were completed. A little bit wayward with his shooting, but 6 key passes, mate. He's a risk taker, isn't he? You can see that in the possession loss. That's always the same. That was the same exact number that he had against Ipswich, by the way. 22 times he lost the ball against Ipswich because he goes for the difficult pass. He goes for the defence splitting pass, and that's something we need to get used to. And I imagine most of us are used to it by now. But his overall contribution was there to be seen, especially in the first half. A lot of that triangle build-up with Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, and Jack Grealish as well was heavily involved in the little trios and the motion down that left-hand side. Fantastic from Kevin De Bruyne, it really was. 8.5 for KDB. Jack Grealish, giving him a 7.5. Again, stat watchers are looking for Jack Grealish to get himself assists, to get himself a goal. Arguably, he should have hit the target because he got the rebound after Kevin De Bruyne hit the post. Then he had a shot sort of blocked that was deflected away from a corner. Kevin De Bruyne's pass was a little bit slow to him in that situation as City were breaking in the first half. I think Grealish would have liked to have ran onto that rather than have to wait for the ball from De Bruyne. But he's got himself 3 key passes and heavily involved in the Erling Haaland goal as well, drifting in from that left-hand side, ghosting past Wan-Bissaka, and I think Bowen, who was trying to get back to stop him, plays it inside to Kovacic, then over to Rico Lewis, then Rico Lewis to Haaland, and Haaland smashes it into the back of the net. All from Jack Grealish's movement this came from as well. So fantastic from Grealish to see him come on and start the game and play well. That's key. So we haven't got players that are playing badly at the minute. That's the great thing. There's no one at City that we can go, well, he's not playing well, so he's not going to get near the squad. Every bench player or squad player, whatever you want to call them, are just performing when they come on. You just saw Nunes come on, get himself an assist. Jack Grealish comes on in the absence of Savinho. All of us were licking our lips, rubbing our hands, waiting for Savinho and Deku again. And then Jack Grealish comes on. And I'll admit, I'll hold my hands up and say I was a little bit like, ooh, I hope he plays well. Hope he plays well. And he did. And he did. He delivered. He absolutely delivered, Jack Grealish. He may not have got himself an assist or a goal, but he delivered to the game. 100% he did, and it was a good, solid performance from Jack Grealish, so he gets a 7.5 for me. Bernardo Silva, he was brilliant yesterday, I thought. Really, really good. He does get himself an assist, of course, for that pass to Erling Haaland to make it 1-0. 4 key passes to his name, 2 big chances created as well from Bernardo Silva. Could have had 2. Haaland's 50p head before we go 1-0 up with that little dink to the back post. He was everywhere yesterday, Bernardo Silva. He was superb. He really, really was. And he was equal to Kevin De Bruyne in his overall contribution to the game. And dropping deep, collecting the ball off defenders. He's such a world-class player. He really is. And I'm so glad he continues to be wearing a Manchester City shirt after year after year after year. Transfer rumours galore. The guy's supposed to have left about 4 years ago and he's still here, and I absolutely love it. I love it and I love him. He's so good. 8.5 for Bernardo Silva. Jeremy Doku, I've given him a 7.5, the same as Jack Grealish. Unlucky to not get an assist. There was moments where the end product was a little bit wayward from him in the second half. But there was a moment where, he was the pass when Kevin De Bruyne hit the post. He could equally come away with an assist if Kevin De Bruyne hits the target there in that situation. Doku gets an assist, and it was a great bit of play, great bit of vision, great bit of awareness, and he passes the ball on a plate for Kevin De Bruyne, and he just gets it wrong, De Bruyne, in that situation. But Doku was good. He was good yesterday. He was tenacious as usual. He's got a tackle to his name. 2 key passes as well. Ground jewels are always so high for Jeremy Doku, and they're always a reasonable amount, 70% of them completed there. So really good. 4 out of 5 dribbles. His numbers are always brilliant, aren't they, Jeremy Doku? There's going to be a game for him soon where he just gets like 2 assists and a goal, or a couple of goals and an assist. It'll be soon. Definitely. He's going to have one of those games where it all just goes right for him. Do you know what I mean? Because he's persistence. That's what I love about him. It's the persistence. He never gives up, and he will continually try to do the dangerous thing and be a constant thorn in the side of the opposition. And that's what I've got utmost respect. He just needs to refine that end product a little bit. Cool his jets when he gets into a position to cross the ball. And still, really good from Jeremy Doku, 7.5. Finally, the big man, the Cyborg. Thought I'd treat him with a couple of eyeball augmentations. Well, yeah, watching fucking Cyberpunk. But, yeah, Haaland the robot, the Cyborg. What a player. I mean, what more can you say? He's got. I said everything at the beginning of the video, to be honest. But what more can you say? He's got rival fans wishing he was injured. That's how good he is. Do you know what I mean? The sad bastards wanting him injured. Like, you're pathetic, mate. You're absolutely pathetic. Like, oh, what if Haaland gets injured? You sad act. Do you know what I mean? It's lame. It really is. I could just look at him all day. Do you know what I mean? I've got him on my screen right now. just staring. He's posed doing that, right, and doing that finish for the second goal, because I was just watching the game back, and I'm in awe of the man. I am in awe of the man. He's an absolute superstar. He really is. He is that level of good, and I don't know what else to say about. I've given him a 9.5, 4 out of 5 shots on target. Passing accuracy is what people want to see a bit higher. He doesn't have many passes. That's not what he's a goal scorer. That's what we have to accept. That's what he's on the pitch to do. And I pray I don't have to defend him from City fans this season. I really hope I don't. You're entitled to say he has a bad game when he has a bad game, but it needs to be understood that this man will come back and bite you if you say too many bad things about him. Too many words are said negatively about this man, and they come back to haunt you. You know, if you want to do it, but you'll be made to look a fool. There are no two ways about it. You will look like a complete twat if you insult this man for his inability to find the back of the net. I mean, I'd be okay with 3 games. If he goes 3 games without scoring, I'll be like, okay, yeah, a little bit concerning. But I mean, you know full well the 4th game, he will score. He will come back, and he will end the season as the Golden Boot scorer, top goal scorer. So he's a phenom. He's an absolute phenom. Manchester City 3, West Ham 1. What a solid Premier League start. And one thing I will say before I end the video is that City fans, we need to understand that this is exciting. There is a myth going on right now that Manchester City get off to bad starts. I think you only need to go and look to last season, to how we actually started the Premier League. We won 6 out of 6 Premier League games, and one of those 6 games was West Ham away, and we won that game 3-1. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? 6 out of 6 games was won last season, and then we had Newcastle, Carabao Cup before the Club World Cup. We got knocked out. Then we had Wolves in the Premier League. We lost 2-1. And then we had Arsenal, and we lost that game as well. And which is why 3 domestic games were lost in a row. Everyone shit the bed and everyone panicked. And that was after City won 6 games in a row. We've only won 3 games in a row so far. So as much as I'm excited, and the incredible football and the new system as well is so exciting to watch as a City fan, we're going to drop points at some point. You have to accept that, and that's when the rival fans get all giddy again, and we'll hear all the headlines. Oh, City, are they starting to collapse? Crisis at Manchester City because they've dropped 2 points or 3. Oh, what are we going to do? It's going to happen. When that happens, just pre-warning you, don't panic, because Erling Haaland is at Manchester City. He's here, and if he's fit for the whole season, and if Kevin De Bruyne is fit for the whole season, we win this league. We win this league. Blues, get in the comments below. Do you agree with the player ratings? Let me know your thoughts. Like and subscribe to Typical City, and I'll see you in the next one.
This is Typical City now, holding up silver.